Hello, welcome back to Pleasantview again. Today it's time to join the Day family, and that is Benjamin Long and his family. They live over here in the trailer district in Pleasantview, and like I mentioned in the previous episode, I have temporarily moved Benjamin in with Jennifer Pleasant because he is currently hospitalized with pneumonia. So we will simply join his wife and children. So, here we have the Day family's cute little trailer. And like you see, Benjamin is not here, so we have his wife, Edith Day, and their two children, Matthew and Mary. So, this house tour is going to be very quick. This is the outside of the house. And then we have the inside, so there's an entrance that leads straight into the kitchen. And then we have the living room right next to it, with only a half wall separating them. And we also have the kitchen table squeezed in here. And some pet stuff for the cat, and just a small office space. We have one small room for the kids, and they share a room. We have a small toilet for the entire family to share, and we also have the parents' bedroom, where Edith and their cat Ronio is currently sleeping. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So I'm going to wake Edith up to present her a bit to you. So Benjamin Long is of course a Pleasantview townie, but I decided to not keep the Long name, but change his name to Day instead, because I made this family to be very faithful to the Watcher, and I just thought that the Day last name was very striking as a name someone who's very faithful would have, I think. Seems a bit religious to me. So Edith was a randomly generated townie that Benjamin met when he was younger. When I started to play this neighborhood, I had moved in Benjamin Long and Kennedy Cox and Goopy Jill Carbo together, so they were roommates. So he just dated a bit and met Edith, and they hit it off really quickly once they had gotten to know each other. Edith is a Virgo, so she is extremely neat and very shy and serious. Her hobby is science, and she is employed as a resident, so she wasn't present for the hospital round, but she works the night shift, so that is why. Her lifetime wish is to reach golden anniversary, and her secondary aspiration is family. So yeah, Edith is a, like I said, very religious and faithful person. She really likes to keep her head down and do her own thing, and she really wants to have a prosperous and good family. So that's what she wants to do with her life. And then we have little Matthew, the eldest son. His hobby is nature, and he is a Sagittarius. So he's extremely active and playful, and also very nice, but he's pretty sloppy and shy. And his little sister Mary, sleeping that way right now, but she is music and dance, same. And she's an Aries, so extremely neat and outgoing and pretty active, but also extremely serious and also very nice. Yeah, so they have names that I personally associate with religion. So that's what I was going for this family. So I'm just going to kick off their day, and just like I did with the Lillard family, with Randy Lillard, I will wait until 3 o'clock to bring Benjamin in, because he's currently at the hospital being treated for his pneumonia. So Edith is going to spend her day alone today, because she works nights, like I said. I'm also going to wake up the kids because they need to get ready for school. Looks like Edith might be sharing some cooking tips to the children, how they would prepare this breakfast themselves, perhaps. They're very well-mannered kids, so they probably tell their mother that they enjoy the food that she gives them. I'm interested to see how the kids will become when they are teenagers, if they will keep being very calm and well-mannered, or if they will be more rebellious. They have pretty strict parents after all, so it could go either way. Looks like the kids might be talking about the friends that they have at school. Seems like Matthew is pretty close to Nero Caliente and a bit close to Hector Goff, but he's not really friends with anyone. And Mary doesn't seem to be close with anyone either. But she does want to make a friend, so I think that she would get along quite well with Hallie or Amelia. Yeah, we will have to see. Perhaps she brings a friend home from school if we're lucky. Right, so I think the school bus is here, yeah? So the kids are going to be off, and Edith is going to clean up a little bit after breakfast. So Edith is pretty shy, so she doesn't really have that high a social need. She is friends with her boss, Jennifer, and she's a bit close with Kaelin, Langrag, and with Melissa Fancy, who is also a colleague of hers. So I think that since she doesn't really have much going on today, she might end up trying to invite over Melissa if she's available. She might be at work though. Otherwise, I don't think that she wants to meet up with anyone. We could try for Kaelin as well, but I think that she would probably also be at work. Yeah, she's extremely neat, so she really enjoys going around the house and making everything look perfect. Okay, I don't think she can make the bed when the cat is occupying it, so she can give him some affection. And then the bed is available for making it. She's so happy to clean. It's amusing. Yeah, so I'm going to call up Melissa and see if she's available. Yeah, she was actually. So let's invite her over. Oh no, she doesn't like us enough. Well, that's a bummer. Um, why don't you try with Kaelin then? She was actually also home. Oh, good. Kaelin wanted to come over, so that's nice. Looks like the phone is ringing. Oh, she sounds ringing. It's her husband. He's calling from the hospital probably to let her know what's happening and about his treatments. Yeah, I'm going to have her hang up because she probably can't speak very long. He needs to rest. And here comes Kaelin. Looks like the litter box is very filthy, so we have to take care of that as well. Welcome. Let me just fix this so you don't have to smell that. So yeah, I think that Edith is the kind of person who would have very few friends, but that she would be pretty close with those few that she has. And this is of course Kaelin Langrag, who is a maid in the neighborhood when you start the game, and who is involved with both Don Lothario and Daniel Pleasant when you start playing. But I have of course made her playable because I like to play everyone. Yeah, they're getting along really well. Talking a bit about money, it looks like they both are families that don't have very much funds. Yeah, so they're going to sit down and watch some TV together. Now you would think that these two might not get along very well because Kaelin is a very promiscuous person who has a lot of lovers and children out of wedlock. But Edith feels a bit sorry for her, I think. She knows about Kaelin's struggles and that deep down she really just wants to have a family. So I think that she wouldn't really judge her too much. I'm gonna serve up some lunch for them. Looks tasty. Let's call Kaelin to eat as well. Looks like they're getting along quite well. They're talking about quite a bit about creative subjects like painting and theater, but now it looks like they're moving on to the paranormal or the subject of the Watcher. So I think that Kaelin and Edith probably met at church and started to connect that way. So this is something that they have very much in common. Yeah, so I think that she's going to thank Kaelin for coming and spending some time together. But that she will have to prepare for her husband and children to come home again. So I have a want locked in for her. She wants to reach level 6 in cleaning and creativity level 4. So I think that she's just going to sit down to study some cleaning for a little bit. It makes sense for her since she's so neat that she wants to learn more about that. She is a knowledge sim after all. So she's just going to sit down in her study for a little bit and enjoy the quiet. It's about an hour and a half before her children arrive home again. So yeah, the cat is also minding his own business. I think it is a he, is it? Yeah. It's a male cat, so he's an elder. And one of the adoptable ones, if you have the pets expansion. So he's just enjoying his elder years right now. Yeah, so I don't have a pet bed for him, but he really prefers sleeping in the sim beds anyway, so I just let him do what he wants. He got the chance card for Matthew. While Matthew is tending to the school garden, he comes across a well-known pest. The garden is barely bringing in enough simoleons to sustain itself, and an unchecked pest problem could ruin the whole crop. Matthew must decide whether to use an expensive organic pesticide or let the crop fend for itself. I think that his father would have taught him a lot about nature, and seeing as they don't really have that much money, I think that he would have taught him a bit like alternative solution to things. So I think that he would let it fend for itself. The crop miraculously rebounds from the pest infestation and yields a bumper crop. Matthew's choice to let the strong survive yields a vegetable surplus and 100 simoleons for him. That's nice. I don't remember that I've gotten that one before, but I probably have. Yeah, so we will see that when Benjamin comes home again, but he's a nature sim. So I've been thinking about adding some sort of garden for him. They have a bit more money than they've had before. So it might be possible to add a greenhouse. We are moving in towards the fall season now, so it might be fun to have that running when it turns into winter as well. Yeah, I could probably add it like here. Might be a good spot for it. So the kids are returning home from school. I'm also going to summon Benjamin back. There we go. So this is Benjamin. Try to get a good angle for him. I think that's okay. So he is employed as a scat master in the natural scientist career, and he has a bronze badge in flower making or flower arranging, I think it is. He's a Sagittarius, so he's extremely active and playful, but very sloppy and shy, and a bit more towards grouchy. He's pretty close to becoming fit as well, and like I mentioned, his hobby is nature. He's a knowledge sim, whose lifetime wish is to become ecological guru, so he's in the correct career track for that. And his secondary aspiration is also family. So he and Edith are very similar people, and that's one of the reasons why they get along so well. So similarly to Randy, he was exhausted when he left the hospital, and he also is carrying a vial of medicine in his pack, so I'm going to have him take that. No, don't swing around your son. I actually want you to go to bed. Okay, the kids are extremely bored. I think that I'm gonna have them watching TV for now. And let's change it to the kids too. Edith actually is very close to reaching her level 6 in cleaning, so I think that she's going to keep that up for a little bit longer. And Benjamin is healthy again, so that medicine really works wonders. So that's perfect. I'm going to have him sleep a bit more. But I think that I'm going to add a greenhouse for him. So we can mess around with that a bit once he's feeling better. Yeah, they might not afford it. It's very expensive. Yeah, I don't think that they will afford it, so I think I'm going to put down some planters instead. Or maybe even just some garden plots. I think I might change this then. So let's move this one out there instead. Yeah, I think that's nice. And let's put some dirt under here as well. Yeah, that should be good. I really underestimated how expensive garden houses is. Or greenhouses, I guess they're called. So yeah, Edith is going to freshen up a little bit, and then she's going to work actually. She might have time to drink coffee, let's see. Let's queue it up for her anyway. Yeah, and the kids are doing a lot better with their fun. I think this is a good bonding time for them as well. They weren't really close, but it's nice to see them get along. Yeah, so I think that Matthew is going to start on his homework. And now that Benjamin is feeling a bit better, he's going to wake up, and Mary is going to ask him to help her with her homework. There we go. So Benjamin is supervising the kids. That was a strange gesture. And yeah, Edith should be leaving for her job. Carpool has arrived. Yeah. So now it's just Benjamin and the kids. So the kids have completed their homework. I would like them to nap before dinner, but it doesn't seem like they have Copperfields, so I'm going to add that for them so that they can nap on their beds. Yeah, I just want to check because it might be in this angle. No, they don't seem to have them. So let's add those. Yeah, and Benjamin is going to use that, get dressed, and then he's going to serve dinner. Oh, looks like he has quite a lot of cooking. Well, 4 anyway, so let's go with some spaghetti, I think sounds good for them. Yeah, so the kids are napping, of course, on the wrong side of the beds. Actually, I think I'm going to scoot them a bit that way. Looks better. Yeah, So Matthew only has 1 day before he ages up. I think I'm going to try to make him befriend Nero to boost his aspiration level a little bit. Nero isn't really the first person that Benjamin and Edith would pick for their son to befriend, I think, but being the son of the Sims that, well, Nina and Don aren't very close to the Watcher, one could say. But yeah, so Benjamin is going to call the kids to eat. Yeah, being the nature sim that he is, Benjamin, of course, talks to his kids about the changing climates, and he probably lets them know that he's going to start planting some crops, and how that's going to work with the seasons, and that they eventually will be able to harvest them and eat them, and sort of the cycle of life. Things like that seems to be something that Benjamin would talk a lot about with his children. Yeah, so I think that Matthew is going to take a bath, and Mary can do the cleaning up later. I'm thinking that Benjamin is going to fertilize and then plant tomatoes. There we go. Do some chores, Mary. And once you're done, I think that you are going to call up, well, let's make it Hallie Stratton. I think that those two will get along really well. Let's take that down a bit so you can actually speak for a little bit. I might add a light out here, just so that he doesn't have to work in complete darkness. Yeah, I think that looks fine. It's going to be Hallie, just talk. Okay, so Matthew is done. Mary is using the phone right now, so I think that Matthew is going to do something else for now. Looks like he was interested in what his father was doing out here, so he might help out a little bit to water the plants as Benjamin plants them. It's a really cute father and son activity. I actually have some plans about adding a scouts club activity for children in the weekend. It's quite a lot of time until then, but if I end up doing that, I'm going to have Benjamin teach that. So yeah, I'm going to have to create some sort of community lot where he can have a sort of scouts cabin, I guess, and preferably a lake where they can do some fishing, things like that. So I think that would be fun. Yeah, Benjamin has to do that, so he can just make some more bouquets. And yeah, Mary is exhausted, so I think that she would hang up on Hallie. She can just take care of her needs a little bit and then sleep. And yeah, all the plants are taken care of, I think. Yeah, good. So why don't you go in and call up Nero, Matthew, so that you have a chance to make a friend as well. Benjamin has created a daisy bouquet that he can sell. Nice. Yeah, he's pretty tired, but not extremely so. So why don't you make some tulip bouquets? And it's gonna be Nero. So I of course have the mod that makes the flower station be nature hobby rather than arts and crafts. I think that fits better, and it gives another nature activity for the Sims to do. Sometimes it's difficult to have a good nature activity for Sims who lives in apartments, and Benjamin lived in an apartment together with his friends for a very long time, so that's why he picked this hobby up. I think that's enough. I would actually like that to be added somewhere in the house because I think it looks really nice. So let's put it on an OMSP. And it can be on the kitchen table. Yeah, that might be a good spot for it. Very nice. So yeah, Benjamin is just going to go to bed. And let's see if Matthew can make friends with Nero. From his side of things, they're very close to being friends, so let's see. That might not match though, because just because it's a high relationship for Matthew, it doesn't mean that it's high for Nero. Yeah, but it turns out that it actually worked, so that's perfect. Now Matthew will be more set for going up tomorrow, so that's good. Yeah, so he's exhausted, so he's just going to go to bed as well. So now it's only the cat that's awake. So yeah, as soon as Edith arrives home, I will bring her to bed as well. So I think that that was it for the Day family. A very short and sweet episode, I think. But yeah, not very much is going on with this family yet. But like I mentioned, we might add a community lot later for Benjamin if he takes care of the scouts for the weekend. I hope you enjoyed this episode and see you for next one. Take care. Bye.